Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I just wrapped up the single player campaign and I want to give you guys my spoiler-free opinions on the campaign. If you haven't played it yet, do yourself a favor and check it out. I have a lot of great things to say about it. My biggest complaint up front, I'm going to get it out of the way, is that it's a little too short. I wish the game had a little more meat to it, although I feel like the missions were very well diversified and I got a good sense of completion for all of the characters. I really feel like the game could have been just a smidge longer. That said, I know there is a lot to experience in Call of Duty's multiplayer offerings. I will be doing a video about that sometime in the near future, but today we're going to focus on a spoiler-free review of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I just want to get this out of the way. When you start up the game, it says, this game has mature content. You could either say, yes, I understand, or take me back to the main menu. No longer are you able to omit some of these horrors of war. You're going to have to play through each and every minute. And I think you're going to feel more connected to the story and definitely more connected to the characters by living through their lives. Now, you'll be playing alongside Captain Price. You'll be playing with one of two characters, a CIA agent or an SAS operative, on their mission to stop this poisonous gas which has fallen into enemy hands. Now, along the way, you're going to meet a cast of characters, some new, some old, on what this game is being branded as a reimagining of the Call of Duty franchise. Now, I don't want to give away what that means. Wait until the final cutscene, and I think everything will make a bit more sense in terms of how this falls into the previous Call of Duty Modern Warfare games we have played in the past. I'll leave that discovery for you guys. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I didn't see it coming, although as it slowly started to unfold, the last few minutes of the game, I was like, oh, I think I understand what's going on here. It's a cool, justified reward to an amazing, albeit short, campaign. Now, what this game does very, very well is it has a lot of different game modes that you're going to experience throughout the single-player campaign. You're going to have your traditional run and gun with enemies pouring in all around you. You're going to be shooting and frantically reloading as you clear out hordes and hordes of baddies. You're also going to be doing some other really cool missions too, and I think that's where this game really, really shines. You're going to play as characters in flashback scenes. Some characters are going to be weak and can only take a shot or two. Some characters aren't going to be able to fight at all, or are going to have to rely entirely on stealth. There are times you're going to be putting on your night vision goggles and going through very meticulously Rainbow Six style, clearing out rooms one enemy at a time. You're going to get to use all that awesome tech, those laser guided bombs and drones and all that great stuff as you take out hordes of enemies as well. You're going to get to do everything in this campaign, and I applaud that this game really pushes the envelope in what a single player experience, particularly a game that has always been branded as a shooter, can really do when it thinks outside the bounds. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, as I said many, many times before, but the shooting is obviously the primary element, but I want you to take away that it is not the only element. You're going to be doing a lot of other really fun things too. When you are shooting, though, your mind is going to be blown. And I have always said previously to this video that I thought Halo 5 was the definitive first-person shooter. And as much as I love running around in my super Spartan Mjolnir armor, ground pounding and Spartan charging my enemies, this game now, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, to me, has the best gun handling of any console first-person shooter I have ever played. Every gun has a unique feel to it, a unique heft to it. The sound effects, the reloading animations, the canted sights, the holographic sights, the optics, leaning it on the side of a building, which they call the mount system, all work phenomenally. I was in total control at all times of my character. It was a blast to play. The vibration, the haptic feedback of all the little bolts and jolts of the gun felt really, really good, and I loved my time with it. Now, I will say that, now that this game has wrapped up and we have, beaten everything, I can't wait for more. I love the experience. I loved playing with Captain Price, who to me, if I had to pick somebody to go in a firefight with, it'd either be Solid Snake, Nomad from the Ghost Recon series, or Sam Fisher from the Splinter Cell series, or Captain Price. Any of those guys I think would definitely hold their own in a firefight. But Captain Price, man, he is always Johnny on the spot. He's got some great one-liners in this game. He's got some great hero moments. And there's some legitimate moments that are going to make you shriek in, whoa, like you didn't see that coming. Violence and hostage rescuing and, trying to convince enemy combatants through these torture scenes, trying to understand what they're up to. You're going to be controlling the action all the way through those scenes, and it's intense. I'm not saying I feel like I fought a war by any stretch of the imagination. I understand it's a game, but wow, was it a good story. I'll close it out with the graphics because I think that this game definitely needs to be recognized for just how phenomenal the graphics are. This is the best view I've ever had of any HDR game on my TV. And I really love Gears of War 5. Sea of Thieves is one of the most beautiful games, particularly as the sun's starting to set and you're looking out at the horizon with the way the waves are rippling over your boat, which is gorgeous. I think Horizon Zero Dawn, particularly in the night scenes when Aloy's firing against those giant mechs and they have those big blue and a lot of smoke and like blue lights that are mounted on their shoulders off at a distance. I think that's incredible use of HDR. Gears of War 5, as I mentioned, has some phenomenal moments, but wow, nothing compares to this game. To me, this is really the prettiest HDR I have ever seen on that TV. And I called my wife upstairs, who is not a Call of Duty fan, and I wanted her to see it and experience it with me. And she's like, show me more, because she loved it. Particularly some of those night vision scenes, when you get those lens flares, those explosive flares, when you take your night vision goggles out and it's completely pitch black, except for some of the rubble and fire of some of these encampments you're going to be working your way through. Oh, it is gorgeous. In case you couldn't tell, I'm kind of a fan of this game. I really, really enjoyed it. I have a lot to say about the multiplayer campaign too. I will get into that video at a later time. To summarize, I think this game does a lot of things well. I think the story maybe could have been a little bit longer. I think if you are a little bit squeamish, maybe this isn't a game for you. I don't know if I would recommend it as a full purchase price if you only wanted to play the single player campaign due to its length. But I think it's one that pushes the genre of the first-person shooter in a different direction than I've seen before. And it's something that I'm happy about. And I think there's a lot of replayability here in the sense that each mission is so different from one another. And just like other Call of Duty games, you're going to have the two characters going back and forth. So you're going to be with different sets of people. You're going to meet some old faces, some familiar faces. There'll be some betrayals, some surprising comebacks, some heroic, triumphant returns. All of that great stuff. But ultimately, I think it's definitely a success, and I think it should be celebrated as such. So with that, I'd like to close out this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Let me know what you think about that stellar ending. Keep it spoiler-free because I don't want to ruin it for everybody else. And expect a more in-depth review from me on the multiplayer element in the coming weeks or so. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, Bravo 6, going dark.